It is now in the court of public opinion that Kimani Ichungwa, leader of the majority in the National Assembly, has begun fighting a son of their own, Ndindi Nyoro, while you and I are alive to the cognizant fact that there are some parliamentarians to whom have missed like 86 sittings in a row, while neither the speaker has questioned them. And I speak of none other than Oscar Sudi. Or is the ideological norm of the speaker or the teacher shall always notice of the absenteeism of any brighter student in class also applicable in parliament? However, from where I sit, I see a string of possibilities that Ndindi Nyoro missing parliament could just be used as a scapegoat for they pinning him down, while in real sense, you and I are alive to the cognizant fact that their main reason that they wouldn't want to place on the table is that they will pin him down because he was a very close ally of the former DP Rigathi Gachagua. And to some extent, I see this as a tactical strategy by President William Samoei Ruto in his bid to keep the mountain divided. And guess what? People like Kimani Ichungwa have already fallen for President Ruto's trap. And if by any chance I am to go by Kimani Ichungwa's sentiments right after the former DP Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, then any Kenyan who must have been following parliament sessions keenly, he must have noted that there was no any quorum to pass any contentious bills that are of great national importance. And what does that prove to Kenyans? It clearly proves to Kenyans that parliament and all the parliamentarians operates on a coercion mode. And by chance, if I was asked to advise Honorable Kimani Ichungwa, my advice will be very simple and precise. And I will tell him this: sycophancy always has a lifetime. And if he thinks that I'm lying, then he should simply borrow a leaf from people like David Morathe. In fact, I never thought Kimani Ichungwa's levels of sycophancy, he would escalate them to this extent. And why is he doing so? He is just doing so to please his master, to whom, when he asks him, Kimani jump, he automatically asks, how high? Failing to know that President Ruto, being the piper, he calls the tune. And if he does call the tune, the dangers of this all is that one day, one time, he may end up being the man next on the chopping board. And of course, when that time comes, it will be next to impossible for him to redeem himself. So he must be very keen and careful. Essentially, if I'm just to look at Kimani Ichungwa's sentiments in a different dimension, then I also see a string of possibilities that currently, with the view of the leaders from the Mount Kenya region, maybe Ichungwa could be fighting Nyoro due to the factor of supremacy battle. Remember, they are currently the youngest leaders from the region, of which maybe Ichungwa must have seen the only rival that he has currently is none other than Ndindi Nyoro. So he chooses to fight him left, right, and center so that he can remain the only de facto leader from the region. And he may fight Ndindi Nyoro just for him to remain the de facto leader. But let me just say this: I am not from the Mount Kenya region, but one thing that I'm sure of is that the people or the electorate from the Mount Kenya region, very soon or later, they are going to declare Ichungwa as persona non grata. This is because he's been very instrumental in fighting people from his own community, left, right, and center, instead of him using the position he holds in parliament to advocate for the rights and justice for the Murima people. So he must be very careful. All said and done, we comparing Oscar Sudi to Ndindi Nyoro is the worst that we can do, simply because people like Oscar Sudi's presence or absence in parliament proceedings is a bit inconsequential, simply because whether he is present or absent, neither does he speak or contribute to matters of great national importance. So in either way, he chooses not to be present. But from where he sits, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.